2025年4月12日、MLB ネットワークのスタジオ番組で交わされた議論が、大谷翔平選手の投手復帰に対するファンの関心を再び呼び起こしている。番組内で解説者の一人がこう断言した。彼は打線にとってあまりにも重要な存在だ。数週間のリハビリ登板のためにマイナーに送るなんてできない。さらに別の解説者は、大谷選手の唯一無二さについて語った。彼は別格だ。我々は彼のような選手を見たことがない。実際、今季の大谷選手の打撃成績は圧巻である。ここまで15試合に出場し、58打数17安打、4本塁打、5打点、3盗塁、打率293、出塁率406、長打率552、OPS は958という驚異的な数字を記録しており、まさに打線の核として圧倒的な存在感を放っている。この現状を踏まえ、ロバーツ監督は次のように語った。彼はまだプレーしている。これはチームとしての決断だった。彼も、この判断の意味を理解していると思う。目標は、シーズン終盤と10月のポストシーズンで最高の状態を作ることだ。我々は完全に合意している。
Talking about Shohei Ohtani when we're going to see him on the mound again. Dan, when do you expect to see him on the mound again?
When he decides he's ready to pitch. I don't know when that'll be. This is the issue that I think the Dodgers are going to run into. He's so important to their lineup. You can't send him down on a rehab for a couple of weeks and have him go down there and make 4 or 5 starts. So he's going to do all his rehabbing and game prep, throwing simulated games at Dodger Stadium. They can ill afford not to have him in the lineup, to have him, if he's going to pitch Tuesday in Oklahoma City, fly him Monday, he'll pitch Tuesday, he'll be back on Wednesday. They're going to miss him.
That is wild. What you're talking about.
They're going to miss him for 3 days.
We've never seen a pitcher have to deal with what he's dealing with.
Right.
He's the most important bat in the lineup, so they can't send him down to the minor leagues. When do you expect to see him pitch?
Similar to what Dan said, but I look at it this way. They're talking about July now. Once he didn't pitch in Japan, what's the next big date on the calendar? All-Star game? He's not doing that. After that, it's postseason. That's it. The only thing that matters is winning the title, and I think that's getting Shohei ready for the title. Now, it's coming to the simulated games. The Dodgers have been the best team I think I've ever seen in using their extra men for simulated games. So those guys hit. You wonder how the bench production continues to be productive? Because they have so many pitchers that have to get work that they hit off their starting pitchers. So Shohei's not going to go down. He'll get more out of pitching to the Dodger extra men than he will driving to San Bernardino or wherever their A-ball team is this year and throwing a game there and coming back that night. So I don't think that would happen. Although I just gave myself a great idea. What if they have a day game? He goes and pitches and comes back and hits. I was thinking the same thing.
That makes sense.
This is the issue that I see with that, being a former pitcher.
There you go.
It is hard to replicate that feeling that you get when you go out to warm up, right? There's a certain amount of butterflies. There's an anxiety that leads to getting into that extra gear. There are a lot of pitchers that will go out and throw a bullpen or throw in a simulated game at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But they will all tell you that it's completely different 5 days from now when you make that appearance in Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, but those are pitchers that didn't just have an at-bat with the bases loaded in the 9th inning facing the closer throwing 100 miles an hour.
He hasn't.
He's a different animal.
He's a different player. We've seen nothing like him. But I'm telling you, it is going to be very difficult for him. I don't care how many simulated games that he throws.
You think he has butterflies?
Absolutely.
I think there's a new definition.
Absolutely he does. Especially coming back from an injury where you really don't know. I'm telling you, you could throw a simulated game. When you're coming back from an injury, there's just a teeny, little bit that you're holding back. You're holding back. You're pushing.
Slightly worried.
You're holding back because, like, you don't have that adrenaline that kicks in, right? You could hit in a simulated game and grab, hey, we want to see you run the first base, but you hit one at 7:05. You're getting out of that box, and that first step is you're going.
That's why they'll have new Shohei rules. At 1:05, he'll be in San Bernardino in a Cal League game.
Yeah.
At 7:05, he just flew the helicopter back to L.A. to play the Dodgers that night. I think we're going to see something we've never seen before. Now that I think about it, why not? Why wouldn't you? You wouldn't move your A-ball game up knowing I got Shohei and these.
Bottom line, it can make sense to you, it can make sense to the Dodgers. All that matters is if it makes sense to Shohei.
That's all that matters.
He's not doing it unless it makes sense to him, and he wants to do it. So we wanted you to get interacting with us. How do you think this is going to go down? How should Ohtani be used as a pitcher when he's ready to make his return to the mound?
I think, Greg, you need to address that with hold it. You think he's going to the bullpen? Somebody thinks he's going to the pen. I don't think he's going to the bullpen.
I never think that. Cautiously build up for the World Series run.
That's the best reply I've seen.
That's got to be
is
it.
like dead on.
I use him as a closer. Todd.
Nah, forget it, Todd. Not happening.
In the postseason, because he wants to do that. He's either ready or he isn't. But with their pitching depth, the bullpen, I guess he'd likely be treated with kid gloves, especially early. It's possibly ramps up more towards the end of the year. But early on might be 5 to 6 innings. Yeah, Don, I think you're right.
See, I think the one thing everybody's missing here, too, as you can read another one.
He should start, throw 5 to 6 innings, then play outfield for a couple innings, come back to claws again. Come on.
Yeah, that's a good. That's nice. That's nice. No, I think the one thing here, we keep saying Shohei will decide, but at the end of the day, Mark Walter will decide because he's got 9 more years of a contract. The Dodgers are not rushing Shohei out there, and part of the reason this guy is the attraction he is because we all can't wait to see him pitch again.
I know.
And they're going to make sure. And if he didn't pitch this year, would you have a problem with it?
I would, yeah.
He's got 8 more years.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, I wouldn't.
They're ready to win the championship now, and you can't take that for granted. Remember when the Cubs won the World Series? It was the beginning of a dynasty. Never saw them in the World Series again.
I think
you
Shohei
have to
pitches
take
this year.
advantage of the Dodgers in their prime. They're all in their prime. That window doesn't stay open forever.
Oh, they're not built for 2025. They're built for the next 4 or 5 years, Greg.
I regret saying that, man.
つまり、現時点では、打者、大谷翔平を最優先に据え、投手としての本格的な復帰はプレーオフを見据えた戦略として温存されているということだ。大谷選手は今季、スプリングトレーニングから順調に調整を続けており、フォームやスイングも安定感が増している。チームの首脳陣としても、今無理をさせるより、10月に二刀流完全体として戻ってくる方が理にかなっているという判断だろう。現地でも、なぜ投げないのかという声が多く上がる中、今回の MLB ネットワークの議論とロバーツ監督の発言は、まさにその疑問に対する公式かつ現実的な答えとなった。打撃で無類の存在感を示し続ける今、投手、大谷翔平の復活を焦げる必要はない。むしろ、大谷翔平という選手の長期価値とシーズン全体のバランスを最優先に考えるドジャースの戦略は、冷静かつ的確と言えるだろう。ファンは信じて待つだけだ。再びマウンドに立つその日を。